baseball fans, the game is over. Welcome to the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. Bet above the rest. Only at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Milwaukee. After the last pitch, you've made the switch for 21 seasons. We'll hear from the manager, the players, and the highlights from the game. It's time to talk about the game and the team with Tim Allen and Tommy Wortz on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
No Tim Allen today. Tommy Wortz here with you. Aaron Morse on the other side of the glass, monitoring an ending to this Brewers game as it is currently 9-6 Philadelphia. Bases are loaded, nobody out. Bottom part of the eighth inning, and the top of the order, Christian Yelich up for the Brewers. Brad Keller has come into the game for Philadelphia, throwing a wild pitch. Andrew Vaughn drew the walk. This could be a great comeback for the Brewers, and which they were down. Were they down 4 in this game? I think their largest comeback this year is 5, and they're showing the replay of that 5-run comeback against Chicago early in this season when Christian Yelich hit that 3-run 8th inning pinch hit homer. 6 career grand slams for Yelich and a 1-0 count now here. Aaron Morse joining me here. Aaron, is this the first show we've worked together, just you and me?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yep. I am 1-0 in post-game shows.
1-0 in post-game shows.
Yep.
Okay, let's keep the streak running then.
A Yelich homer would go a long way to that.
2-0 now here on Yelich. Oh, just left one at the perfect spot in the zone. The Brewers got to this point because of a rough 6th inning with Chad Patrick on the bump. And Patrick struggled, obviously, in Las Vegas. We saw that game in which he gave up the 3 runs on the 3 batters without getting anyone out. Today felt like more of the same during this too. 1 inning of work for Patrick, 4 earned runs, gave up 5 hits in that inning. But Jackson Chourio has been keeping him in this ball game. He has a multi-homer game, and it looks like it's going to be a sac fly for Yelich to make it a 2-run ball game. Sal's going to score, and there'll be runners on second and first. Chourio, his second homer, sounding like this.
Really tough against right-handed hitters. Chourio to left center. Back goes Crawford. Running out of room and gone again.
And now he's up with a chance for his 3rd homer of the game. They are not walking him, it looks like, right now, which you'd have to walk him to get to Turang, and Turang right now, I believe, hitless today in the ball game. 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts for Turang. But even with him slumping, you don't want to give him the bases loaded at all either. And Chourio will take the first pitch. Where do you want to start, Aaron? Because I think I'm worried about Chad Patrick just a little bit. It's time to start getting a little concerned after now 7 earned runs over his last 2 outings here. Patrick started off so strong. Chourio! There we go. I don't know if that's going to score anyone. It's going to try to get Rengifo, and it will.
He's
wow.
Safe, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Tough
Rengifo.
Run in the top of the 8th inning that Kunal just gave up. That's the difference right now.
It is, yeah. That one charged to Drew Rom, and I was telling Aaron, I know Rom had a little bit of generating swing and miss today, but it just feels so unfair that Drew Rom has to pitch the day after Jacob Mizorowski has to pitch. Like, he is just way less exciting to watch than what we saw from Miz. But the Brewers are making it interesting now, as it is 9-8. Great slide there from Rengifo too. Gary Sanchez doesn't get there, people, as he had the error by Alec Boehm in this inning. This 8th is getting really interesting. I hate Dirt Cam. I hate Dirt Cam so much. They never
show it all the time.
Yeah, they just want to know that Dirt Cam is installed in their stadium here, and it does nothing for me. It does nothing for me at all. But Chad Patrick, going back to him, come on, Bryce, up and away. Chad Patrick had a .42 ERA in 10 games after moving to the bullpen in early May, and now he has given up 7 earned runs over his last 2 appearances. It's 1 inning. It's 7 runs. Are you worried at all about Chad Patrick right now, Aaron? Because I kind of thought that he was getting into a comfortable role where he was maybe the Brewers' best reliever to an extent. And now it kind of feels like an Aaron Ashby effect. Maybe they're using him a little too much.
Yeah, I think for Chad, it's that he's never done this before. Ashby at least has pitched out of the bullpen like consistently. Chad doesn't pitch until it's every 5th day, or for most of his career. And now, he's pitching every 3 days, every however long they decide to go, but it's longer, 40 pitches or whatever, and then it's 3 days off. I just don't know if he's used to pitching as consistently. So maybe that's something that they have to go to and say, okay, well, he's gonna need this amount of time in between each time he appears, and maybe that means that he pitches longer. But I don't know if I'm worried long term. Just for right now, I'm a little worried that he's maybe a little bit worn out.
Triangle strikeout, and now William Contreras going to get the shot. Over under 2.5 pitches in this at bat. Contreras, he just wants to swing early. He's 3 for 4 today as he continues to stay hot. Not competitive.
Got to throw him a strike though.
I don't know, man. Chad Patrick, it feels like always gets the short end of the stick since he's been up here. He's the guy who got taken off the roster when Miz got called up. He had to move to the bullpen with all the starting problems already for Milwaukee this year. Another starter on the IL in Coleman Crow. Sounds like it's not going to be too bad right now for Milwaukee, but still concerning. And Chad Patrick, it was on the 3rd pitch too. Popped up to first base. That'll end the inning. All right, well, it's going to be interesting in the 9th, and it looks like McGill was warming up, so they might just bring McGill in, try to keep it a 1-run game. Chad Patrick, we don't doubt his mentality, right? He has it. We saw him in the bullpen in the playoffs last year, and everyone he was maybe one of the most impressive pitchers in the postseason for the Brewers in the playoffs. In that Cubs series, they need Chad Patrick in that series. Electric stuff. But now, with the bullpen depleted, you don't want to put Craig Yoho in these situations. Drew Rahm was coming in because I think they kind of thought the game was out of hand. Joel Kuhnel is maybe a little bit exciting, but Chad Patrick and Aaron Ashby, they're probably getting exhausted to this point. I mean, these are guys that the Brewers have a lot of expectations for. Jared Koenig, wow, do the Brewers need you? Bad, Jared. They are missing Angel Serpa right now. Guys like that, eat some innings up. 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. Harley's over in the VA before the game ends. What's up, Harley?
Hi, guys. Tommy, just to hit off what you've just been talking about, I think we're going to need some more pitching here. Woody, he throws this, he throws that. We'll talk about him in a week. Priester's gone for the year. What I think we need, and tell me if I'm wrong, the American League only has 5 teams over 500.
Yeah.
I think we need a number 3 behind Miz and Hendricks.
Harrison, yeah.
Harrison, apologize.
No,
Harrison.
all good, yeah.
As a established stopper, someone that is going to pitch after those 2 guys. What do you think, Tommy?
Would you rather go with a starter or get someone in this bullpen right now, Harley? It might be cheaper to get someone in this bullpen, and hopefully Henderson comes back healthy, and hopefully Woody is good by later in the year. But the bullpen right now, who are you the most confident in the bullpen? Ashby to this point?
That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, even him, he's been fine. I feel like he's slowed down a lot too, Harley.
I guess I'm looking long term.
Yeah.
Again, behind obviously Miz and Hendrick, you just know he's going to go out there
Yeah.
and he's gonna knock him down.
Yeah.
The bullpen. Hopefully, Koenig's coming back. Hopefully, this is a short-term deal with Patrick. Let Hookie do his job, and have a great show, guys. Take care.
Thanks, Harley. All right, there he is, Harley. 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law talk and text line. Also, he said Hookie. Wasn't it that Pat Murphy development in the middle of the game that we all got? I don't know how serious or not it is, but McCalvy using the word deteriorated makes me a little scared about Pat Murphy's hip. I don't know what the hell that is.
You don't just, your hip just doesn't start deteriorating.
Right. Is he got a bum hip? Like,
how have
did
we
he
not
fall,
heard about this?
Or is like there's something eating his hip while he's sitting down?
Yeah.
Murphy did provide an update as he did talk about Shane Drowan and a couple other arms in the injury side of things.
Here with Brewers manager Pat Murphy. Pat, Shane Drowan gets out of that jam in the inning, striking out Bryce Harper. What has impressed you most about him this season?
Yeah, he's tremendously poised for a guy that supposedly hasn't pitched in the big leagues. It's amazing how poised he's been. Really impressive, underrated. We've got so many guys doing great things, but Shane's been really, really impressive.
You're 17 games over 500 with 3 of your best pitchers on the injured list. How close are Brandon Woodruff and Logan Henderson to returning?
I think Woody's pretty close. He'll make another outing just to get his pitch count up, but I think he'll be back with us after that. And then Henderson will be not too far behind. He's starting to throw now, and I think it's inevitable that he'll be back soon.
Pat, thanks a lot.
So some positive news to hear there. If Woody is within a week of returning and Henderson not too far behind him, you would maybe hope by the end of the month, the Brewers could get back both Logan Henderson and Brandon Woodruff. McGill's in for the 9th. He just gave up a single, but did strike out the first and touched 100 on the first batter there as well. This is a completely different team. If they are healthy in that rotation with Miz, with Harrison, with Henderson, with Woody, now you have what? Drowan as your 5? Is Sproat your 5 at that point? They probably would lean Sproat because of Drowan's bullpen experience this year, Aaron, but how would you configure it with health being at 100% for this Brewers starting pitching rotation?
Well, I think the starting pitching is so deep that at some point, like when we talk in the NFL about like the Packers, best 5 offensive linemen, get them on the field. It should be best 13 pitchers in this organization should be on the major league team. So I don't know if that means Sproat and Drowan go to the bullpen and, Drew Rom and Joel Kuhnel are gone, or whoever else you want gone from the bullpen side of things. I think they just got to figure out a way to get all of these best arms in the bullpen or in the rotation, and I don't really care who it is. Just find a way to get them all there, whoever's more comfortable.
A 2-run shot from Garrett Mitchell helped propel the Brewers back into this game in the bottom part of the 4th.
2-runner goes. Swinging a fly ball to center. Back goes Hill. He's staring. It's gone. Boy, Garrett Mitchell went down and got that curveball. It's a 1-run game.
Oh, and Rengifo just dropped the ball at short. Man, I was going to talk all nice about Garrett Mitchell. A big home run for Mitchell, his 4th on the year. Over his last 20 games, he's hitting .318 right now, and it has really put something into this Brewers offense that if Garrett Mitchell is good, that's going to be huge for this Brewers team. And coming into today, Mitchell rocking with a .354 on base percentage, a .399 slugging, so it's just about a .750 OPS. Man, Rengifo, you got to get that. The defensive alignment now is Bowers, Rengifo, Turang, and Vaughn from first to third. We're back to seeing Andrew Vaughn at third base as well. I don't know why he's just not playing every day to this point. Could you imagine, a first 6 that looks like Yelich, Churio, Turang, Contreras, Bowers, Vaughn, Mitchell being that 7th guy, and then you can deal with if you want Hamilton, Ortiz, or Rengifo in from that moment on, and they just won't play him against the righties. He came in, ended up pinch hitting against a righty during this, and he drew a walk, gave the Brewers a shot, kept the line moving as well. 0-2 now, fastball up.
He's
100
hitting
again.
350. How often do you keep a 350 hitter out of your lineup on a regular basis?
Well, he's hitting 366 actually.
And
he's hitting
Mr. Vaughn.
403 over his last 23 with Andrew Vaughn.
You just don't keep those hitters out of your lineup like that.
No, and the splits against righties are not that bad. He's just so ridiculously good against lefties. I mean, he's hitting 270 off right-handed pitching. Maybe it's 260. But that's the best split you can find for Luis Rengifo. It doesn't matter. That's the best split you can find. Any stat. You can figure any way around it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. But Garrett Mitchell, a big blast in this game. Churio, as we said, 2 home runs in the contest. The Brewers down 9-8 to the Phillies. Top part of the 9th inning. There's 2 men on. Trey Turner's up. McGill's on the bump right now. 2 outs, trying to get out of it. A 1-2 here from Trevor McGill. And it'll be fouled straight back. Aaron, are you ready to try Andrew Vaughn full time at third base? Like, give him a game at least and see how it goes.
We did this. What did we do this last week or 2 weeks ago with Sparky talking about Vaughn at third base?
And I thought he was foolish. Okay, but I also thought it was never going to happen.
And I don't know if I was on board with him at the time, but I was like, I don't know. Like, I could see him playing there at some point, like just an inning, like we are today. But man, the more time has gone by since that conversation, the more I'm like all in on Sparky's idea.
And that's because he wasn't playing third base when it happened. So it was like, okay, they're never going to do it. They're not going to do it. It's not going to happen. Don't bring it up. But now it's happening. So why not, if you're willing to do it in a 1-run game in the last inning of a ball game, exactly what you did. There we go, McGill. There we go. Exactly what you did against the A's. Why not do it again for an entire game?
I mean, I guess the question, and maybe it's just a kind of a chuckle and a yes, but can his defense be that bad at third base for a 9-inning game?
Is it better than Alec Boehm? I don't know.
They did it with Travis Shaw and Mike Moustakas. They moved them all around and played them at second. I get the shifts helped, but they did it then. I mean, what to get bats in the lineup?
Yeah, I just want bats. We're going to take a break. Brewers are heading to the bottom part of the 9th. Maybe they'll have the lead when we come back. Maybe they'll win the game. Maybe they'll tie it up. I don't know. They won't have the lead. They will either win or they will be batting. I would hope that 5 minutes is a little bit longer in this game. Potawatomi Sportsbook show until this game ends. Then it'll be the Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show. Aaron Morse, Tommy Wortz here with you in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Line drive, base hit left field. They're going to send it now. Hold right in the infield. He's running through the stop sign. Here's the throw. Save! He ran through the stop sign and he scored.
Well, that was the last good memory of this game. It's a final. As that highlight was playing, Sal Frelick flying out to left field. Results not good. Brewers fall 9-8 to Philadelphia in game number 2. Taking your calls, 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law talk and text line. Brewers give up 17 hits in the ball game today. Chad Patrick, a topic of conversation in the first part of the show. And really the Brewers bullpen in general now maybe suspect to this point. The Brewers today, Chad Patrick had the start. He did give up 8 of the 17 hits today, 4 earned runs for Shane Drowan. I don't know. I thought he pitched better than that. He just couldn't finish. I mean, I think all 4 of his runs, for sure 3 of them, all came with 2 outs in an inning. And Drowan, 5 innings of work, 7 strikeouts, just the 1 homer in the game too. I thought he was fine. After that, Chad Patrick, the big problem today, 1 inning, 5 hits, 4 earned runs. I think all 4 of those runs came across the score before he even recorded an out in this game. Drew Rom an inning in 2/3 with a run. Joel Kuhnel came in to finish that 8th inning for Drew Rom. He ultimately surrendered the inherited runner, but it was charged to Drew Rom. And Trevor McGill, I guess, back to true form. Triple-digit velocity is there. He had 3 strikeouts in that 9th inning. The Brewers fall 9-8. Right now, the Brewers had a fully rested bullpen, right? You had the off day on Thursday, and then you get the complete game from Jacob Mizorowski on Friday. The Brewers elect to not use Grant Anderson, Aaron Ashby, Abner Uribe, Craig Yoho today. And I'm wondering if you are now concerned at all about this bullpen and whether or not that should now be a priority for the Brewers. This Phillies team hits. I get that. You know, you got to line up with Schwarber, Turner, Harper, all at the top of it. Marsh having an incredible season. He had 3 hits today. But right now, the starting pitching, we've talked about the depth that it's had and how it's being tested to this point with the injury situation. The bullpen, man, I really miss Jared Koenig right now. I could really use an Angel Serpa right now. I don't think I miss Jake Woodford all that much. I think they nailed it with that one. But would Carlos Rodriguez even help this team just a little bit? 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law talk and text line. Cousin Tim, what's up tonight, Cousin Tim?
Hey, how's it going tonight?
Hey, you know, I'm all right, as Tim would say. The better question is how you are.
No, I'm all right. I don't know. I think I looked at this. Okay, technically we had Thursday off.
Yeah,
right?
We did have Thursday off. Yes.
Okay, so you had Friday off for all your relievers.
Right.
Correct.
Yep. Correct.
Not one. Okay, so what do you have? What I just said.
You had 2 days off. 2 days off.
And fresh, kind of.
Correct.
I'd imagine.
You would imagine with 2 days off. Yeah.
And this would come down to me, and just my way of looking at it is our coach letting it go too long sometimes.
You think with Patrick today specifically?
Yeah.
Are you worried about him at all, Cousin Tim?
I'm not too worried, but I'm just saying with the coach letting it go because of what you had just said, we need some help.
Yeah. I might go over some trade candidates here for relievers during the show. Because to your point, Cousin Tim, yeah, I think he might have wanted to see if Chad Patrick could work through it. There's a guy, I mean, he dealt with traffic when he was a starter, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was dealing with Too many people were getting on base. When he went to the pen, he really adjusted well, upticking his velocity, striking out more guys during that stretch. And now we're seeing a lot of the same thing where today he had given up he had given up 8 hits and 7 earned runs before recording an out over his last 2 outings now, Cousin Tim.
Yeah, and that was at the 6th inning. Was that the ridiculous inning?
That was the 6th today. It was the 6th today, yes.
And what happened in the 6th again? So I know what happened, but you tell me.
5 runs. 5 runs, Cousin Tim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, my point being is the coach let it go too long. And I know people don't like to blame the coach, but you got to sometimes.
All right.
You do.
Cousin Tim, thanks for.
I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, but what's the guy's name that got four runs against us again? Sounds like Renipo, or his name starts with R.
For what? From what?
For the other team.
What, 4 hits again? What are you talking about? Sounds like
4 runs. He got 4 runs in today. Not 4 runs in for
the other team. I don't know. I have Marsh. I have Sosa and Schwarber. Real Muto. Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like Renipo. I'm sorry.
I was thinking of a different type of guy there. I got you.
Okay. Yeah, but shouldn't happen.
Shouldn't have happened. Cousin Tim, thanks for the call, my man.
All right. Well, hey, you guys have a good night, and I hope. Hey, I think who pitches tomorrow for?
It's Harrison versus Sanchez tomorrow.
Okay, so it's the guy we got that beat out Mizorowski, right?
The guy we got for our Boston trade, Durbin.
Okay, so all right, so that's not the guy that beat Mizorowski out for the.
It is Sanchez. Yeah, Sanchez is the guy who beat him out in the pitcher of the month. Yes.
So Sanchez is pitching tomorrow.
He is. Yeah.
Okay, so do you think we're going to win? That's my other question.
All right, I'll answer it when you're off air. I got you, Cousin Tim. Thank you so much for the call, boss. I think we got time to talk about tomorrow. But I want to talk about today because 17 hits for this Brewers pitching staff. It feels ridiculous when you just watch Jacob Mizorowski that you had to watch what you did today after that. And this is a bullpen that a lot of people thought would probably be the strength of this Brewers team coming into this season. And realistically, it hasn't been. They have a 3.43 ERA. It's pretty close to the starter ERA this season. But today, they surrender 9 hits. They surrender 5 earned runs. And ultimately, it's the difference in the ball game. Chad Patrick, Joel Kuhnel, and Drew Rahman today. 414-677-1250. Southside Doobie, what's going on, Southside?
Oh, how are you, Tommy? I'm glad to talk to you. Thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely, Doobie. It's my pleasure. How are you?
I think I have a new trade prospect that we have not thought about that.
Okay, I would love to hear it.
I want to trade Levering and Rapino.
Oh, okay. Why?
For the Escanaba Eskimos against the Sault Ste. Marie hockey team.
Oh, is that a junior hockey league, Southside?
They were, for the first 5 innings, they announced the last game from last night for Mizorowski for 5 innings.
Yeah.
And then they had no energy for the rest of the game. I mean, if these guys have something else to do, they put my dad to bed. I said to him, well, hey, if you want to just go to bed, that's fine. I'm going to finish out the game. I wanted to say that to Rapino and Levering.
Oh, man. Come on. You don't like Snowman Jeff? Every night we're talking about him. They did put up a snowman
Kraken?
today. The Kraken. Yeah, the Kraken rising from the sea.
He's never coming back from that. He is never coming back from that.
Southside Doobie, how worried about the bullpen are you?
Well, I think we did all right. It was, just the one guy,
The one guy, meaning Patrick?
Yeah, and he blew it. last time.
You concerned about him at all? It's 7 earned runs over his last 2 now, and he was pretty lights out before that moment.
Well, yeah, you got to trust him, but
do you think he left him in too long? That's what Cousin Tim was saying.
Well, he did.
Yeah, in hindsight, right?
But I couldn't tell because I fell asleep because Levering was talking about his Dungeons and Dragons dreams, you know.
Okay. Hey, Southside Doobie, you have a good night's sleep. Hopefully it didn't get ruined between the Brewer game announcing, all right? Thanks, Doobie. There he is. Southside
Sounds like
Doobie.
He already had his sleep tonight.
Yeah, maybe. I think you have to let Patrick work through some things, especially if he's going to be a leverage reliever. Mm-hmm. And he didn't do it today. He didn't get it done. I am concerned because he didn't get it done. I understand why Murph let him stay in the ball game. But you did have Ashby warming up at some point during this game. Grant Anderson has been sneaky underrated all year. And I know when I see Grant Anderson go up against Kyle Schwarber, I am assuming it's going to go 500 feet. I am already drawing that conclusion in my head. But Grant Anderson is unscored upon in 22 of his 27 appearances this year, as opponents hitting 192 off of him, a 2.76 ERA in 27 games this year. I don't know. I feel like Grant Anderson, we haven't seen him since Monday now at this point in that athletic series in which he was an unsung hero in that game, going 2 and
he was the best pitcher on the mound that game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They gave up 30 runs in the game. And yes, I know. Grant Anderson, maybe I shouldn't be hyping him up that much because I don't know how much faith they should have in him. But if they're trying to test out who their leverage arms are, they know McGill and Uribe are going to be the back end guys. Losing DL Hall really hurt this team as well. But now, if it's going to be Patrick, that first man out of the pen every time, he has not lived up to the hype the last 2. That's just what it is. We're monitoring. I understand why Murphy let him stay in the game. How many chances do you get at that? Because that is now 2 really, really, really bad outings from Chad Patrick. 414-677-1250. Bruce, you're up next. What's going on, Bruce?
Yo, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, Bruce, I'm having a great night. How's your night going?
I'm over here working. Caught a little bit of the Brewer game, and then I'm like, I turn on the MLB in my XM satellite radio in my car, and I looked at the score, and I'm like, the Brewers are down 8 to 5 or something like that. Whatever, I can't remember. I have a question.
Yeah, what's up, Bruce?
It's surrounding pitching.
Okay.
Would you put Mizorowski in the All-Star game? Because I know I know it's probably a little ways off, but would you put him in the All-Star game and mess up? Would you do it or would you not?
What do you mean? He's going to start the All-Star game, Bruce. He's going to start it. He's the best pitcher in the game. He absolutely. He's going to pitch 1 inning. He's going to throw 12 pitches.
Well.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, where it's like, hey, we need this guy for our team. Like, screw that. But it's the All-Star game. It's not anything crazy. He's going to go out there. He's going to throw 12 pitches. He's going to strike out the first 3 guys. Everyone's going to talk about it. I think it's going to be just fine. I don't think it's going to be anything that serious.
And then my last question is,
yeah,
let's say the Brewers get to the World Series.
Okay.
I know this is a long shot. It's a long shot. Who would your starting 5 be?
Well, they'll probably only need 3 at that point. And we played earlier also that Woody and Henderson probably back by the end of the month. It sure sounds like per Pat Murphy. Woodruff, they're going to give him 1 more outing, and then he's going to be back. And Henderson's not that far behind him. I think Woodruff has to earn that 3rd spot over Henderson. I know I would like to say it's Woodruff because of what he's done as a starting pitcher in this uniform already, but it's what have you done for me lately? And he's a guy who just hasn't been able to stay healthy during this point. And if they need a 4th, then they can go to Woodruff, but they're not going to have 5 different starters. You're not going to tell Miz he's going on 3 days rest in the World Series, Bruce. to something that's never happened in this city before?
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying, even though I live in Illinois, I love my Brewers.
Love them,
but I don't know, man. I know it's a long season. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just asking.
Yeah, no, Bruce, they're gonna be fine. They'll be all right. We don't need to put any juju in the air. All right. All-Star game is 1 inning. He's gonna start it. That'll be fine. World Series, we'll talk about.
But I'm just saying, with the All-Star game, after that, they come back all jinxy, man. They be all different pictures and all that. I hope it doesn't mess up Mizorowski, man. I'm actually very impressed that the dude did 95. What is it? 95 pitches yesterday.
95. Yep.
He threw like 95 pitches, 15 strikeouts. When was the last time you saw somebody that threw 104 other than Nolan Ryan?
Oh, I mean, and there's no proof that he did it. I mean, Chapman was doing it. I mean, Nolan Ryan, I'm sure he was throwing 100 and he was dominant for sure. But I want to see Nolan Ryan's first pitch of the game be 103 and his last pitch of the game be 103. And I want the proof of that because I don't believe it. There's never been anything like it in baseball. Bruce, have a good rest of your night, my man.
All right, man. Take care.
There you are. There he is. Bruce jumping off. We'll get one more in here. Andy. Andy's over in Brookfield. What's up, Andy?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm a little concerned about the bullpen for the Brewers, but other than that, I'm doing all right.
Well, I'm with you. And the thing is, I'm always concerned about the bullpen. That's just the nature of bullpens.
Sure.
And last year they were lights out. And so my theory is that bullpen guys are good, like really lights out every other year, because the year that they're really good, they get used a ton. So you look at Koenig, you look at even guys like Yastrzemski, they're all struggling. Even some of the Uribe, not quite as sharp so far. McGill had his ups and downs, and it's because they got used a lot last year.
Man, I wish Rob Zastryzny was on this team at this point, Andy.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, And so the reason why that Grant Anderson is having a great year is because he was not used a whole lot last year, so he's still kind of fresh.
Okay.
So you got to kind of churn, and I think that's why they got a guy like Zerpa, and so that World Baseball Classic thing kind of threw some of their plans haywire a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. And Andy, I now think though that the bullpen arm is going to be a priority. They did it last year, right? They brought in Shelby Miller. It didn't really work out for them, but they're going to make a move for an arm at some point in this bullpen this season.
I mean, yeah, they do it every year.
They do it every year
because bullpens are always changing, and so you always got to keep it. Find the guy who's fresh, maybe who didn't have such a great year the year before, and that means he didn't pitch as much, so he's fresh this year.
We'll see, Andy. I like the theory. We'll test it. We'll look into some of these examples on the other side. Andy, have a good rest of your night, my man.
You too.
There he is, Andy over in Brookfield. You can join us too, 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. We'll have a short little segment. I'll read some texts off. Maybe at the top of the hour, we'll look at some bullpen turnover. If Andy's theory is correct. Of course, Pat Murphy coming up. We'll see what other player sound we get sent over from the stadium. Brewers fall 9-8. Series even up. And we'll even sneak in some Sanchez versus Harrison preview at some point today, because it would be glorious. So glorious if the Brewers could just rock Christopher Sanchez, especially after Mizorowski's game yesterday. Oh, it would be beautiful. Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show. Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Welcome back to the Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show. Tommy Wortz, Aaron Morse in for Tim Allen today. Someone calling you Amo? You okay with Amo? Kind of sounds like
I'll take
dirty.
it.
Sounds dirty when you say it.
I don't know.
Amo?
Never been called that before.
All right, Wisconsin, we see you. It's an Oregon hat, not a Donald Duck hat, by the way. You big Ducks guy?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't say big, but they're kind of my secondary college team for football.
Okay, all right. Couple of texts coming in here on the Nicolay Law Talking text line. What has happened to Chad Patrick? He's had a hard time recording outs lately and gives up a lot of hard hit balls. Need him to improve with the bullpen throwing. Oh, sorry. With the bullpen situation they are currently in, from Jeff in Woodville. Brewers might as well trade their prospects since they're not going to bring them up and replace the stinky bottom part of the lineup. It's a great text, to be fair. I want to know the thought process on Murphy bringing in a struggling relief pitcher in Patrick in a tied ball game. It was him. There was three options, right? It was him. Chad Patrick is him. Aaron Ashby or Grant Anderson, right? You weren't going to bring in Yoho or Drew Rom. I don't think Kunel by any times. But you got to see what you have with Chad Patrick in the bullpen still, right? Go up against these good teams during this time so that you can make these decisions when it comes to September, October, and the games down the line. I know what Tim would say. Every game matters. And I get that. But still, you are figuring it out during this stretch. We are 2 days away from you can trade away anyone on your team now. You can trade away the recently signed contracts, the offseason free agents. They can be traded. So Rengifo, we're looking at you right now. I don't know if that means I don't know what kind of value he has, but still, maybe that's another deadline during this. Sal and Fluffy Ortiz are not starters. Sal can be the fourth outfielder, but Bowers, Mitchell, and Churio need to be your starters. Rengifo better be DFA'd, not traded. Sure. Yeah. I mean, if they DFA him and then get some cash for him, I guess that would work too at that point. Nolan Ryan might be the best comp to Miz. Both had the heat. That was a differentiator versus their contemporaries. Dude, there's way too many big words for me to have to read this late at night. They also both had control issues early on. Yeah, I mean, there are no control issues to this point for Jacob Mizorowski. Over his last 54 innings, he has 9 walks. 9. That's it. This was a hangover game. The team went too hard after Miz's history-making night from the 608. I'm okay with leaving Patrick in from the 9-2-0 as mostly singles, a little different direction after this game. Churio had a great game. Mitchell is looking good. If we beat Sanchez tomorrow, awesome series from Ron in Rome. I agree. Did you hear my duck alarm go off there in the middle of that too? How timely was that?
What do you have a duck alarm for?
I'll tell you later. But yes, I had the duck alarm literally go off on my phone during that time. Big Dog Chase, I got you over there. Hang on the line. You'll be the first caller up in the top of the hour. There's a lot of fans of you, Big Dog Chase. So make sure you're still there. Just wanted to read off some texts. It's a lot easier when it's just me and Aaron during that. I got more of your texts to read off too. 414-677-1250. This show's about you guys. We're talking Brewers baseball. 9-8 loss to Philadelphia. Was it a hangover game? Are you worried about Chad Patrick? And should we revisit that best offensive player conversation and put some more respect on Jackson Churio's name? Plus, relievers, which ones can the Brewers trade for? And Andy and Brookfield, they're only good for a year, and then they stink, and then they're good again? We'll talk about it. Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. All right, welcome back. Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show. Brewers fall 9-8 to the Philadelphia Phillies. And I have a text here that I would love to get to. And I really wish, if you were from the 920 and you sent this in, I wish you would have left the name. I looked back because you might be onto something here. And I'm going to tell you after we go back to the phone lines. 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. You can join via text or via phone call like our next guy. Big Dog Chase. Big Dog, what's going on tonight, boss?
Ooh, that one stings a little.
Yeah, that one stings. That one stings. Big Dog, did you go to the game?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Well,
First off, I just want to acknowledge Chad Patrick. I've noticed he has been up and down.
yeah. You concerned?
Murphy has moved him to the bullpen.
Okay. Are you so you're worried about him now? You're losing some faith in Chad Patrick, Big Dog.
I'm not losing faith in him. I'm just wondering if him not being a starter has something to do with these ups and downs.
Do you think he should go back to being a starter, Big Dog?
Yes.
Yeah. You would rather him than like a Drowan or a Sprout?
I mean, I'm not giving up on Sprout, but with Sprout, we need to figure something out pretty soon.
Okay. Big Dog Chase, how was the game tonight? How was the crowd? Did it feel like someone had explained it as like a hangover game? I mean, were you at the game yesterday too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like comparing it, was the crowd, I know there wasn't a Miz type performance going on, but did it feel like a little bit like, oh, we saw something crazy yesterday, so it's not going to live up to that hype?
I mean, yeah, it was definitely quiet at times, and there's ups and downs of tonight's game. Also, I would just like to acknowledge the Milwaukee Brewers pitching lab. We have something going here.
Yeah.
Canoli or Canoli, I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. He went from a guy whose fastball was lower 90s. The Brewers got him to up high 90s.
Yeah, Kuno.
98.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about him, Big Dog, because every time I see his stuff and his numbers and his velo, I'm always like, okay, well, there's something there. Yeah, you can work with that. But he's always giving up a run every time he comes in, Big Dog.
Yeah. But it's early. I think our pitching lab could work with him and so could get him back to normal. Also, did you see what Adam McCulvey said?
About
Pat Murphy. About Murph.
Yeah, about his hip.
Yeah.
I know. What the hell is up with that, Big Dog?
Murphy to the 15-day.
Yeah, get him on the IL. Even the manager goes to the IL. I hope not. How did Hook look taking the guys out? Did he look like a manager? Do you look like he could handle the job?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I was wondering why he wasn't like all up there and he was just kind of chilling on the bench last night.
Yeah, chilling. He didn't do high fives, I guess, yesterday. I didn't notice that either. But now,
he was waiting for Miz on the bench.
Yeah.
Just sitting there.
Well, we'll see if he brings it up in his post game today, Big Dog. You got anything else?
Yeah. Our bullpen, we're just at a time where we got too many injuries. We got starting pitchers as options that we can move to the bullpen. We got, not to mention, we have Aaron Ashby, Trevor Miguel, and Uribe.
Yeah.
Who's all been thrown 100. Not to mention, we still have Jared Koenig coming back.
Yeah, I know. They need him more than ever, it feels like. Now, hopefully Rob Z is getting healthier. And to your point, Big Dog, Shane Drone will probably go back to the bullpen once they get Henderson and Woody back. Big Dog, you on the drive home? Where's home again, Big Dog?
Oshkosh.
Oshkosh. Oof. All right. Well, have a safe drive. All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Big Dog. There he is, Big Dog Chase. At least makes your night better when he calls into the show.
Pat Murphy going on the 15-day might be trouble for the Brewers. Well, if he misses, let's say 10 games, what's their record? Does their record change by a couple games?
Great question. If Chris Hook had to manage the Brewers,
and is Chris Hook the guy who replaces Murphy?
No, I think it's Lane technically. Boy, Jason Lane would be the guy. Ooh. I'm pretty sure that would take over. Ooh, that's a great question. They might go
winless with Jason Lane at the helm.
If Jason Lane had to take over for Pat Murphy for 10 games, what would his record be? 414-677-1250. Well, yeah, I mean, hopefully nothing too crazy would happen, and hopefully Murph doesn't have to miss any time. But, all right, so there's two different 262s that bring in this question, or at least this concern, rather. Terang is killing the Brewers right now. He needs to be moved down to the 7, 8, or 9 spot in the order. Another 262. Terang has to take some heat tonight. He can't strike out in the 8th. He will figure it out, but that crippled us.
Guaranteed day off tomorrow for Bryce Terang.
He had on the road trip, I believe he only had 5 hits and 3 of them were homers, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he was 5 for 29. So he was hitting 172. That was in Colorado and in Vegas. However, those 5 hits, 3 of them were home runs. He has played in 64 games this year, and the Brewers he's played in 65 now in the 68 games. So maybe he just needs a day off. But then what? Now we're gonna rock with Rengifo, Ortiz, and Hamilton tomorrow against Sanchez.
I guess, but yeah, I know. But Sanchez, lefty. He's been really good.
Oh yeah.
Typically they'll choose those games for Terang to sit.
No, I want to see him against the best guys.
I do too, but I'm just
the messenger. Lineup against Sanchez.
I'm just the messenger. I'm the messenger.
I'm gonna be ticked off. And a different one that comes. So you know what, Terang, you do have some heat tonight because again, to the 262's points. Yeah, it's been a little rough lately. He's down to 261. He went 0 for 5 with 3 Ks today. He's still obviously one of the best players on this Brewers team, but needs to play better. And yesterday in the ball game as well, Terang was 1 for 4. So now what is that? 1 for 9 in this series after going 5 for 29 on the road. Not a good run.
He did this a little bit last year too. It just was later on in the season. Was a post All-Star break when he started to slip his batting average down.
That was when he started to take off on the power numbers.
Was it the opposite way around?
I think it was September. He kind of started to tail off a little bit. But right after in that July August run, he couldn't stop hitting homers. That's when we were like, oh my God, this guy.
But eventually his average just started to dip, and at some point, if he's gonna take that
maybe it's just the June swoon right now.
But he can't go back to hitting 250, 260, to make that next leap. He's got to be 280 plus.
Here's a really fun one from the 920. And again, if you wrote this in, please give me your name because you might be onto something here. Question for you all. How well has Vaughn done this year as a pinch hitter compared to when he starts? We were talking about this at the very beginning of the show on, hey, if you're going to try Andrew Vaughn at third base in the 9th inning of a 1-run game, back-to-back games now in his appearances at third, why are you not just doing it for an entire game at this point? I would rather see his bat and his glove. Yes, I understand. You know what? Sure, I'll say he's a worse defender than Luis Rengifo. We'll just chalk it up to that. I do not care. Do not care.
Someone smarter than me can find how to. I don't know how to search up pinch hitting stats. Okay, you got it. Because I know it's terrible. I just don't know the exact numbers.
Terrible doesn't do it justice. Yeah. He is hitless.
Okay.
And the way I figured this out is I just went to his game logs, and I went to and sorted it by at bats. And then I looked at the ones that said 1 at bats, and it shows like to the left of it where he came in the ball game. He is 0 for 1, 2, 3. Got a hit here, right? So 1 for 4, 1 for 5, 1 for 6, 1 for 7. Well, that's 1 for 6 with 2 walks. 1 for 6 with 2 walks.
Is there a way to find out the entire team as pinch hitters?
Oh, thank you for bringing that.
Because that's probably just as bad.
It is terrible. They are 9 for 59.
Yeah, it's awful. I knew that's actually slightly better than I thought it was, but
9 for 59 I have this year. What's they just show the hits and the at-bats. Someone smarter than me can do the math on that. What's 9 divided by 59? Is that a 152?
Yeah, I was going to say it's like 142
batting average as a team with pinch hitters. So, I mean, it's really not proving to be much help. I get it.
It's great to watch Andrew Vaughn hit for David Hamilton and Gary Sanchez hit for Joey Ortiz and, whoever else. It's great. Like, oh, hey, what an upgrade. But when those guys are hitting as poorly as those other guys in normal situations, it's great to see him, but the results have to be there.
I'm sure Greg, I don't know if Greg jumped, but Blake Perkins has gotten some pinch hit appearances.
Both of those guys have pinch hit multiple times.
Like they're just bound to fail during that at that point too. I do understand the people saying now get him over to third base. Because now if you're going to try it, Murph, late in the ball game in close 1-run games, why not just give him the entire game over there? And maybe he gets eaten up. Maybe it sucks. Maybe it's terrible. Then you just throw it away. Okay, fine. We don't have to do that anymore.
I get it. You want to play Garrett Mitchell and Sal Frelick a regular amount of at-bats because you love those guys. But Pat Murphy obviously is a huge Sal Frelick guy. So, it's impossible for him to take him out of the lineup. So let's say that is the case. Okay, well then if you want to get Vaughn and Bowers in the lineup, you'd have to play both of them with Churio, and then you'd have to take one of those guys out. How about if you really so badly want to play those guys in the outfield, then you have to move on to third base. Why not try? Because when two of your best hitters at this point are 2 first basemen, you got to find a way somehow to get those guys in.
Bowers is absolutely capable of being an outfielder to this point.
Imagine if you took every team's like third best hitter or second best hitter during a 3-week stretch and just sat them like every other game. It'd be very hard for most teams to win those games.
It's 12 games in the outfield for Jake Bowers this season. For reference, that's more than a Blake Perkins has gotten. That's more than a Greg Jones has gotten at any point this year. But they do miss. Now the question will be also when Lockridge comes back, like, is that going to even happen? Are they waiting for a Lockridge to come back before they fully test out an experiment with Andrew Vaughn moving over? Because he probably could be back by the end of this season, and he will take Blake Perkins' job, assumingly, to this point. But still, these are leverage situations. You're putting him at third base. So if you trust him to do it in the 8th or 9th inning, and maybe it's more of, I don't trust these guys to hit in the 8th inning. That also is a point. But still, you have to weigh in. You're not going to pinch hit Gary Sanchez and then put him at third base. You're just not going to do it. We've seen how terrible Gary Sanchez looks at first base. Andrew Vaughn, I'm open for it.
Do the Brewers have enough defense elsewhere to make up for maybe some less than average defense at third base?
It's a pretty important defensive position. Yeah. I can tell you that. Sure, it is. The other solution is moving over Bryce Terang, which, again, they would never do until they just did over these last couple of games now, too, on the defensive side. But if you move Terang over, then you can keep Hamilton at third base, and then you can move on to second base, which he's played in Major League Baseball before, too. Okay, and a much easier position to field than a third base. I know we love what Terang does on the defensive side, and Joey Ortiz, too, but there is a way to configure this where you can get him in the lineup for a position he has played before. Rengifo and Sanchez both had never played first base before this season. They tried out Rengifo. It didn't work. Okay, great. They tried out Sanchez. It didn't work. Okay, great. Like, then you're in the same boat. So try out Vaughn somewhere else. If you're already giving him the opportunity late in leverage parts of the game, why can't you just give him a game there?
There's always somewhere you can improve on a baseball team. And we all expect at some point the left side of the infield to be fixed. And then you have to look to the next thing. And maybe it's Sal Frelick out and right, who's a negative WAR player so far this year. And you figure out, okay, maybe it's Jake Bowers who goes out there, or eventually maybe Brandon Lockridge or whatever. But at some point, you're going to always have to keep improving. You can't just be like, oh, you know what? I think we're just going to settle for this and then go into a series against the Dodgers and settle. I think at some point this year, they're going to have to find a way to maximize their lineup, both hitting and defensively. And because if you don't maximize your lineup, it's going to be really hard to beat the best teams in the postseason.
Aaron on the YouTube stream says Turang makes second look pretty important. I think Turang's defense is very important, Aaron. I'm saying that it is a tougher position at third base to field defensively than it is at second base. That's just the fact. That is. And it's not to say that Turang is not a good defensive player, because he's a damn good one. He's one of the best at second base in Major League Baseball. But there's a way to keep his defense and put him at a premium defensive position to avoid putting someone who you are afraid of their defense at a premium defensive position. Second base is not as premium as shortstop and third base. It's just a fact. It is not. On the defensive side, it's not. There's a whole group of people who will not get rid of Joey Ortiz because of what he does at the shortstop position. There's a whole group of you. I kind of sympathize with you. He's turned it around a little bit, but still, there's a way to put Andrew Vaughn in there that doesn't end him up at third base if you're willing to try things out.
I guess at some point for me, it's, do you want to win a World Series? Do you want to make a World Series? And well, you have to sacrifice some things, whether that's what you believe in or what you prefer. Like sometimes you have to sacrifice to make the team better. And that Joey Ortiz might be one of those sacrifices.
Well, I also think, Aaron, like there's no shot in a need to win tonight lineup that Bowers and Vaughn aren't both in it.
Fair.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, and if they're not, then we have different conversations. But I would definitely agree with you.
Need to win tonight. They're both going to be in the lineup.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just trying to figure things out. Maybe they're trying to work out some kinks, but still there was another one here on the YouTube stream that talked about this is Aaron as well. Our bullpen needs to be put to the test and we need to find out who's good or not during that. When talking about Patrick, you can forget about the double play if Andrew Vaughn is on defense. Maybe that's a good point. But then play him at third base, Aaron. Then play him at third base. Coming up here, we're going to hear from Shane Drowan, manager Pat Murphy, who, again, if you didn't hear Big Dog and our reports from earlier, deteriorating hip. What is deteriorating, Pat? Is he going to talk about that in postgame? I don't know. But still, good to hear his words, even after a loss. 9-8 Brewers fall to the Phillies. We're talking about it. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
The game is over, and it's time to hear from the skipper on the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show with Tim Allen and Tommy Wortz on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
2 in a row for Patrick. It's not look like the others. Do you think it has to do with just getting used to working frequency that's required, or something else?
I'm not exactly sure. I talked to him a little bit in the dugout. He's not exactly sure either, but yeah, he's been great for us. You've seen it in the playoffs, you saw it, whatever, and then in Vegas, and it's just been the last 2 outings where that cutter is not the same. Some of it, once you get clocked once, some of it is tough coming back, and yeah, I mean, it was the 6th inning or whatever it was. I mean, it's like it's leverage, but at the same time, we thought he could handle that right there. It was a good spot for him, and yeah, he just didn't throw the ball the way we wanted to, and got away from him in a hurry.
Or get the game to that point, what did you think of how Durham threw the ball?
I think he did well. I think he ran out of gas pretty quick, you know what I mean, in terms of, velo went down, his movement on the ball was different, you know what I mean? So we had a loaded pen, and we had Patrick, Ashby, Uribe, and McGill. So we felt pretty good about it, navigating. That's a good offensive team. You give up 17 hits, you're not going to win usually. But we did battle back, and I was really proud of our guys that, when we were down, whatever that was, 9-3. Did you see when it was 9-3? Mm-hmm. To battle back the way we did, score 5 late, and then have the opportunity to tie the game with our best, a lot of our best part of our lineup up. And, we're facing some pitching that's pretty special too. That team is trying, I've said it before, that team's trying to win the World Series, you know what I mean? And they're a powerhouse, and they went out and shored up their bullpens, obviously with what they did, and look at their lineup. So there's going to be days you're going to give up runs to them, but yeah, and they're playing great. So, and they had a lot of opposite field hits, and it was a good day for them.
What do you like about Jackson's approach?
He's getting it, man. He's getting it. Be careful. It's early, but he's getting it. And he missed the first month, but now his strike ball is getting elite, and that's what happens when you wait for a strike.
Is that the difference? It's the pitch selection, not necessarily strength. And,
oh no. For Juria?
Getting the strength out of his hand after the fracture.
No, he was out a month. He was ready to hit the second day, but we've got to take our time. And there was a chance that check swing could have caused some other damage, but he was ready to go, 15 days before we let him. But we were just cautious, and he got in that weight room and worked. So he's making up for our time. He was magnificent tonight. We had some really nice performances. Rom came in and gave us 5 outs. That's important. Kumel got a big out. McGill was great, but it's hard to bounce back from that big inning. But we did, and had some good at bats. And William had a great game, obviously. You mentioned Churio. Mitchell had a nice game. But, there's going to be these games where somebody doesn't do the job in the pen. We've had them already, But Chad will get back on track. He's been great for us. Think of the bullpen appearances in the postseason. Think of the one in Vegas in the 11th inning when he had to meat of the order up.
How about McGill's out of was that?
That's good. Forward? Yeah, I mean, he's been throwing the ball great. He really has. He's been throwing the ball great. You think about it, since those hiccups he had early, he's had 5 or 6 in a row that have been really, really good. And the properties of the pitch, you see the fastball jumping, breaking ball for a strike and below. That was a good day for him. Big challenge tomorrow. That'd be great, right? Big challenge tomorrow in Sanchez. We'll try to help Mrs. Case out a little bit, right?
There is manager Pat Murphy understanding the assignment tomorrow. So you just heard it there. There better be no Sunday. If it's Rengifo, Hamilton, and Ortiz in that lineup tomorrow, but that just tells you Tarang's plan.
You know, Perkins is really good against lefties.
Exactly. You know what? Drew Rahm's going to try out two-way.
Oh,
yeah. He scoops it mean at first base, I'm sure. Couple of notes from this Brewer game after as well. The Brewers allowed 15 hits for the third time now this season. They are now 22-7 when they record 10 hits in a ball game this year. Feels like they should be better, right? When you get 10 hits in the game, 29 times this year they've done that. They've won 22 of them. Feels like you should be better, especially with how good the Brewers pitching, like starting pitching, has been this year. Maybe that's a bullpen thing. I don't know.
A couple of those losses have come in the last week and a half. They lost to the Giants when they probably had multiple hits.
I'm sure that was one of them too.
Yeah, so maybe 3 of them in the last 10 days.
The Brewers still a major league best 29-13 since April 26th. The Phillies now 29-14. They are 9-8 in 1-run games this year. That also feels like maybe a concerning number. It's the playoffs, right? When you think about what's going to happen in the postseason, usually they're a little bit tighter games. You would like to have that number be a little bit better. Could you be 10-6?
A couple of those are in the last 2 weeks as well.
Yeah, 15-14. They won that one too, right?
Yep.
So I mean, they've been helping their case during that as well. Second straight sellout crowd, 40,157 in attendance today. Garrett Mitchell's 4th home run of the year in the 4th inning. It's the longest he's ever hit a ball, 425 feet. And he's hitting 324 with a 385 on base, 592 slugging over his last 21 games. Again, if Garrett Mitchell is good, this offense is good. Not saying it's all hindering on him, but they can go 7 deep in that order, healthy. I'm feeling a lot more confident, and it's really helping too that Jackson Chourio, who was 4 for 5 with 2 bombs, 4 RBIs today, had a big one. 4 of his 8 home runs this year have come in the last 4 games. Chourio's recorded a career high 4 hits for the 5th time in his career, 2nd time this season. It is his 2nd career 4 RBI appearance in 2026. He's hitting 387 over his last 14 games. Oh yeah, throw in a 790 slugging because he has 7 homers and 20 RBIs over those games as well too. William Contreras, his 6th 3-hit performance as well this year. Contreras is now hitting 307 over his last 25 games. So there is some positive. The Phillies, however, did record a season high 17 hits and notched their 2nd game this year with 15 or more hits in a ball game this year. The Phillies have now won 16 of their last 23 games on the road. That's another thing. We did talk about how hot Philadelphia was before the Miz game, and then Jacob Mizorowski made it look very easy, that Major League Baseball is super easy yesterday. So,
or very hard, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, if you're a Phillies fan, it's hard. It's also very hard.
You read off those Brewer stats, Contreras 3-hit game and Chourio 4-hit game, and it's like, how did they lose?
Right.
Like the Brewers shouldn't be losing those games.
Although I think we did this on a show with me and Charlie, and I'll see if I can figure it out before the end of the show. But when the Brewers hit 3 or more homers in a game, they are not that good. I think they're like a 500 ball club.
It was a couple weeks ago. I know we mentioned it was 0-3 or 0-4.
Yeah, when they hit a lot, like they need to hit 1 home run in a game, and then they're unstoppable. If they hit 3 home runs in a game, they can't win. They hit no home runs. They figure it out sometimes. After the game as well, Shane Drowan, we talked about his final line in the game. 5 innings of work, 8 hits, 4 earned runs. Murphy kind of crediting him that he thought he did a good job, maybe ran out of gas a little bit, still getting stretched out into that starter role. And by the way, Josh from Greendale, 920 texter about the pinch hitting performance. So shout out to Josh in Greendale. Shane Drowan speaking to the media after the game as well.
Shane, that's back-to-back starts for you without a walk.
Mm-hmm.
What do you take away from that of just the consistent command?
I think it's great. You always want to be in the zone and putting pressure on the opposing lineup, but just needed to execute better with 2 strikes. Felt like I didn't throw very many good 2-strike pitches. A couple of them needed to be a little bit more up or a little bit more down. And when you have a good lineup like that, they're able to take advantage of it.
The first one of those 0-2 that they got to, the Sosa homer up and away, 2 strikes. Is that where you were trying to go with that fastball?
Yeah, it just needed to be more up.
As you get kind of back to the starting schedule, how quickly does the endurance part of it come back?
I'd like to see it come back quicker, but you do what you can.
Against that lineup, the lineups you guys see, where do you sort of put that group, that Phillies group?
That's up there. They got a lot of big names, stepping in. So, but yeah, it's not an excuse. I'm a good pitcher with good stuff, and just have to execute.
Just one didn't turn out the way you wanted, but do you feel like you're putting your best foot forward here, stringing together some good starts and showing them the Shane Drowan that they thought they were getting in this trade?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's not great, but we're really close to unlocking something really good.
The amount of swing and miss tonight, does that tell you that we're making pitches and executing that, kind of getting the results you wanted, and it was playing when you were able to do that?
Yeah, exactly that. That's what it all comes down to. Regardless of who's in the box, if you execute your pitches, I'm going to take that gamble every day.
There is Shane Drowan after the game as well. Brewers have 27 more games, I think, until the All-Star game right now. 27 more games. Currently, let me check around the league here. I think as of right now, the Brewers they have a 4-game lead. So St. Louis must have won tonight.
I think everybody in the Central is going to win besides the Brewers today.
Okay. All right. It's okay. 4-game lead, still 16 games over 500. Not a high water mark, obviously, after a loss, but 27 games. So can they go? What do they need to do over that time? And would you like to see 15-12 over that? That puts them if they're 15-12, that would put them at 57-38. I feel like that would be pretty good. 500, I guess, if you tell them they're 17 over. 17-10 feels like a really let's go through it right here. Because they have Cleveland next, and then who is it after now? It's escaping me. They have Cleveland next, Atlanta. Okay, that's a tough series in Atlanta.
It's a tough stretch for the Brewers coming up.
Cincinnati, Chicago, Cincinnati, Diamondbacks, Cardinals for 5. Remember, that's a 5-game series. Garbage. And then Pirates will close it out. It's not an easy stretch, right? So if they can go 15-12, that would be probably pretty good during this.
Feels like they always end the first half in Pittsburgh, and then they never play well.
Yeah, and it's gonna rain too. It's always gonna rain over there. It's Pittsburgh. All right, we'll see what happens. On the other side, we'll do a little bit of previewing tomorrow. I got to look up some reliever numbers too, just to make sure. Josh and Greendale hooked it up with that pinch hit topic line. Tomorrow, also on remote, tell you a little bit more about that. For the leadoff show, I'll be in studio. Tim Allen will be back. He's on assignment today. His assignment, as many Marblights as you can get in a 4-hour period. Aaron Morse joining me along for the ride tonight. The Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Welcome back to the Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show. Tommy Wortz, Aaron Morse filling in. Aaron, thank you so much for coming in today.
Yeah, no problem.
Aaron drove from Seattle, Washington to be here today.
From Clintonville, Wisconsin to be here today.
Clintonville, the Seattle of Wisconsin. Some people say that might be an insult.
Home of the truckers.
The truckers. Okay.
Yep.
What's going on? What kind
Created
of trucker?
four-wheel drive.
Created?
Mm-hmm.
Like four-wheel drive was invented in Wisconsin?
Yeah.
By
Making
who?
fire trucks and
Fire trucks were the first
by
ones?
Clintonville. I don't know.
By
who made it.
Clintonville. By some guy named Clinton?
I guess.
There's the headline.
I should probably know who did make it.
Clinton invents four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Let's see what people think about that. I did not know that. No. Is there anything else Clintonville's famous for?
I got a few decent baseball athletes in the history. The Jersley family. One of them was Mike Jersley's the dad. He was the third base coach for the Royals when they won the World Series.
Okay.
Justin Jersley's one of his sons. He's currently the White Sox third base coach.
Interesting.
I guess we can go there. Otherwise, I don't know if got anything else for you.
Clintonville. All right.
Yeah.
Home of four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
I like it. Tomorrow, the Brewers going to be taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. It'll be Christopher Sanchez versus Kyle Harrison. You heard Murph at the end there. See if we can help out Mrs. Cy Young case by getting to Sanchez tomorrow. Christopher Sanchez has been phenomenal this year. If you don't know, he won the Pitcher of the Month over Jacob Mizorowski, but he's having a great year. He's got a 5-WAR season going right now, a 1.54 ERA, 113 strikeouts. All of his numbers virtually second when you look at Jacob Mizorowski on a lot of pitching stats. There's some that he does take the cake in. I don't understand the WAR. I don't understand how it's so much higher than Miz is. Maybe after yesterday, it probably went up for the Miz.
So B WAR takes defense into account. F WAR does not. So B WAR basically is saying that the Phillies defense is really awful and the Brewers defense is good, and that's the difference there. They're saying like Christopher Sanchez, in order to be pitching this well, has to be even better because the Phillies defense is not good.
But Jacob Mizorowski's FIP is also lower.
Yeah,
which is also like kind of a cancellation of.
I use F WAR. If I'm going to go looking for WAR, I use F WAR.
Okay, Aaron, don't WAR shame me over here on baseball.
Hey, I'm just. That's why for pitchers, especially B WAR, I kind of ignore.
Okay, well then, what's the Fangraphs WAR?
That I don't know. It's probably pretty close.
All right, let's see. Okay, so Christopher Sanchez is F WAR this year because Aaron doesn't like B WAR. Is 3.9. It is significantly lower, right? It's 5.1 on Baseball Reference. For Jacob Mizorowski, who, by the way, is the second most searched guy on Fangraphs right now, only behind Shohei Ohtani, is also 3.9.
Yeah, there you go.
The same WAR. So the same player. But the B WAR for Miz was 3.9 and it was 5.1 for Sanchez.
Is Sanchez a B WAR merchant?
B WAR merchant. That's what some people are saying. Some people are claiming.
People is me. I'm saying it.
Yeah. All right. We'll discuss more later on whether or not. But Sanchez has been great this year. The Brewers actually have done pretty well against left-handed pitching. Sanchez is lefty, right? I didn't make that up in my head.
Yes.
Okay. The Brewers against left-handed pitching this year, I have the win numbers here. I believe they're 11-6. Somewhere here on my sheet. No, I can't find it when I need to. They're 14-5 actually against left-handed pitching this year. They are 28-20 against right-handed pitching. So I'm excited, and I love when Murph says, hey, let's help out Miz tomorrow. That's a great line from Pat Murphy. Let's see what he does to respond. Should Gary Sanchez be playing in this game tomorrow? because he's actually been pretty hot at the plate. Got on base today. I think they called it an error, but
yeah, this is tough because if Sanchez plays and you got to take Contreras out and he had a 3-hit game and you want him in against lefties.
Bauer's in the outfield. Sanchez is DHing. Yelich is in the outfield.
So you're going to put Yelich out there. Which they feel very allergic to doing.
You know what? You make $27 million. Play the outfield
I'm just the messenger.
Important game of the year. Maybe not.
The messenger.
Did we also jump the gun on? Did we jump the gun on game of the year? Is 15-14 still game of the year, or is Miz's performance yesterday game of the year?
Miz's performance.
I think it is, right?
Yeah.
Even though it was actually a better game, 15-14 for sure. But was Miz's performance more like I would have rather watched that almost? Like I didn't want to miss that.
Tim and I were asked that Friday night game against the Rockies, game 1, if that was game of the year. And we decided no, it wasn't.
No, I think the two games in question are Miz yesterday and 15-14.
I think it's Miz. I mean,
that game was crazy.
That's one of the greatest pitching performances of all time. Like,
is that a different category?
That's like a top 5 pitching performance ever via game score. I think it's like number 6 actually.
I was jinxing Yamamoto today.
Yeah,
on air on the leadoff show.
You were playing me that clip.
I was making sure. I was like, do not take this moment away from
that would
us.
have been awful.
If Yamamoto threw a perfect game today, I was not rooting for it. Maybe if it was any other team. If it was any other team, maybe I root for it. Cubs and Dodgers, absolutely not. No, don't throw a perfect game the day after that Miz game. So that's what I'm thinking.
We survived.
Well, I had to jinx it. Tomorrow, leadoff show on remote, as I will be at American Family Field in the Euchre lot, and I'll be doing pregame from there with ALS of Wisconsin, chasing a cure out there for ALS. Had a great time doing it last year, so it'll be a little bit, a couple of different types of interviews going on for there. So it might be a little bit of a different show, but it's for a good cause. Super excited to go out there. Whitney was great last year. Got to work with her for the first time. Robin's going to be on there with us as well, who was very nervous last year, and I think I eased her. Now I'm hoping she's excited this year. That's the plan.
Yeah, once you do it, you should be good.
Should I tell her that it's now a statewide network before we go out there? Because
we play on hundreds of stations.
I think we were only in Milwaukee, and now we have 5 stations since then. So maybe I won't tell her that part.
Nationwide broadcast.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, we'll have to really ramp it up.
On the Odyssey app, wherever.
Oh, we're on YouTube. I don't think we were on YouTube then either at that time.
You can watch YouTube wherever.
Wow. Oh, Robin's gonna be terrified. Hopefully not. It's gonna be a great event. So if you're walking by in the Euchre lot, you see the big Odyssey tent, come by, say hi. I'll take pictures, and if you want an autograph, I'll give you Aaron's mailing list as well, so you can get Aaron's autograph as well. Brewers Phillies game 3. We'll revisit that reliever conversation, Andy, rather, because I do think it's interesting. Are relievers either good one year or bad one year for the Milwaukee Brewers? We will talk about that tomorrow. Tim Allen will be back. He was on assignment today. If you got to go see his band gig, hopefully he killed it. I know he did. Conviction always does. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. For Aaron Morse, Tommy Wortz, this has been the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. Tim Allen would say it. Smile, Wisconsin. Bob Euchre smiling back.